Hey everybody, it's me, Adam Zambruski. I am here alone. My brother is coming on here very soon. We've been live for about 7 seconds. I'm going to jump right into it. All right, so I'm with Hospiamo. My brother Matt Zambruski is with Agile Game Changers, and today's about speed. And I sorry if this is not scripted or discussed ahead of time, but I had a deck of cards here nearby, and I said, maybe I'll just grab it and start talking about it because we're talking about speed. And I was reminded about something many years ago, and I'm going to have to talk to my kids about this. I looked up the timing of it. So think about this: a minute and 41 seconds. That's my challenge to you. What that means is deck of cards in full order, right? Shuffle it up completely, and then time yourself how long it takes to get back into an organized suit of diamonds, clubs, spades, and hearts in order. Okay, so this is already in order. You get ace all the way to king. But if it was all shuffled up in complete disorder, try it. Just try to see. Don't challenge yourself to get to a minute 41. You won't get it. The first time I did it, it was over 5 or 6 minutes. I didn't have a process. I didn't think through it. I just said, how long would it take me to completely reorganize this deck of cards? And then over time, I did it by myself, probably about 6 months or so. I just did it from time to time, just as a kind of a mindfulness or whatever kind of exercise. And then the time went down lower and lower and lower. And a minute 41 is insane. I have not been able, I did a minute 41 after a couple months of trying. I don't know. I probably tried it 25, 30 times. And I've not been able to get close to it. I've been able to get under 2 minutes occasionally. And if I did it right now, because I haven't done it in the last month or so, I would not be able to probably get under 3 minutes. And so I've asked my kids to do this, to try it, and they go through their own process. Oh, do you lay it all out? Do you try to do hearts first? Do you try to do it in order first, from ace to king, or do you do suit by suit? It's a fascinating process, and so the topic of today is the same thing. Okay, the question is the value of somebody that works in the field every day. Can they do things faster because they've done it multiple times, regularly? And does that mean anything to the return on investment? Does that mean anything to the project cost? And I started thinking, I was like, well, what's usually the goal of a project? If you want to go buy a hotel, if you want to go manage a hotel, if you need to hire 100 people in the next 30 or 60 days because you're opening up a hotel, if you want to do a pop-up event um, around Taylor Swift coming to your city, and you want to do something for your guests, how do you do that? Well, it starts with a budget, and then the next one is the timing of it. And if you can get really, I think, if you can get really great at doing things on budget and on time, you've got yourself a lifelong career into doing whatever you want to do. And so that's why I thought about this deck of cards. Those are the people that I like working with the most. But aside from me and what I like, these are the people that can get things done more efficiently, faster than the rest. And if you can do things faster and you've done it time after time and time again, I believe you're going to have a better chance, the best chance of doing it on budget. So, what I was posting about online was about how things get done in hospitality and whether or not they get done fast or slow. And I got my opinions about the fact that I think that there really hasn't been much innovation in our industry, specifically the hotel industry. And I would challenge anybody to come on this show and talk about what they think actual innovation is, and whether or not any innovation has happened for 25 years in the hotel industry. And when I think about innovation, I think about trains, I think about planes, I think about automobiles. Great movie. Um, but I also think about the iPad, the iPhone, and how it changed our life, changed everybody's life. That's innovation. So I would challenge anyone to talk about specifically in the hotel industry, 60,000 hotels in the United States, what has been truly innovative. I can't really think of it. I know that there has been dozens of individuals that have been rightfully, recognized for their accomplishments in their career and in their life in hospitality and in hotels. Um, but they're being called innovators, and I don't really know what that means. And so it's a word that we talk about a lot. And so my opinion here is that over the next 25 years, real innovation is going to have to do with budget and timing. It's going to have to do with mostly getting things done quicker, timelier, and I think it's going to be impossible to do that without already having the right people around you in order to help you make that happen. And those are the people with this deck of cards, right? Those are the people that have been practicing time and time again and getting it down to under 2 minutes. So you guys are really smart. You know what I'm talking about. And so my brother's going to be on here pretty soon. And he is in agile project management, agile leadership, agile and Scrum. It's a mindset, it's a process, it's a framework. And we have been working very hard together on combining these two industries of project management, hotel asset management, ownership, operations, and getting things done, yes, faster, on budget more often. And I don't think it's possible to do that without people that have been practicing and getting those numbers down. And these are the people that don't need to be asked to practice. Nobody asked me to do this with the deck of cards. I didn't even know why I was doing it. I was just doing it to pass some time, and I started being challenging to myself to wonder if I could ever get it to be under 2 minutes. And so I'm not going to continue on with that comparison. And so if you have any questions about that, let me know. But we are talking about speed and, in my opinion, how slow we are sometimes. And so let's look at how slow something is in the hotel industry. Contracts, transactions, acquisitions, transitions, and the two different worlds that people come from. And they all have their world, which things happen, and you got a budget and you have time. So call it ownership, and you got it operations. The most beautiful relationships is when the time and the budget are the same. Okay. And the first thing that needs to happen is a high frequency of communication between these two worlds, because one of them has the money and the control usually, and the other one has the control of the execution, the operation of it. So if you were going to buy a factory that makes widgets, somebody has to take on the risk in order to build it, or to buy the factory and to purchase all the equipment. And then you've got the workers in there that you are contracting with, that you're employing to make the widgets. And those are the ones that actually know how all these tools and equipment work. And that's all great and wonderful when it works. But what happens when it doesn't work? That's when you need each other. And what happens when you want to go buy your second factory? What happens when you want to buy your third? And what happens when a hurricane is on the way or a tornado comes when you don't expect it? Collaboration and high frequency, transparent communication. That's my opinion. And so I have invited numerous people here on the broadcast. Sorry, I just noticed my shirt looks weird. I'm going to button up a little bit. This is a very buttoned up podcast. So using the cards as an example, okay. The speed at which we do things in our industry, I think, highly depend on the people that we have that you're doing it with. And so look at it from a hotel perspective. There's an operating hotel with a general manager and about 25 employees, maybe 6 or 7 supervisors and managers that report to the general manager. That general manager reports to a particular hotel management company regional director or vice president of operations, and that person reports up to the corporate office. Now, the only people that are there on the day-to-day is the general manager and below. Okay? That's a fact. Those are the people that are organizing the cards every single day. And they're doing it, they're getting paid for it. They have a budget, and they're asked to do things on time. Now, what makes the hotel industry, going off my notes here, what makes the hotel industry different and exciting to me and people like me is the fact that it people do say that it changes every day. Okay, that's all right. It does. But why? Here's the reason. Transactions and employees. So the frequency of the transactions, meaning the in, checkout, the purchasing of a bag of chips, buying it at the front desk, charging it to the room. What do we do for breakfast? How do we stay safe? Do I turn the lights on? Do I turn the lights off? How do I use the PTAC or the HVAC unit? How do I make sure that my door is locked when I want it to be locked? These are transactions. These are interactions. And you have 100 hotel rooms. These are 100 little houses. And then you've got the employees. These 100 little houses need to be managed, and they need to be operated the same way that a factory is operated. The hotel rooms, if you're not in the hotel industry, that is your inventory. So let's look at Old Navy. Old Navy has an inventory. What's the inventory of Old Navy? Pants. Or as Al Pacino would say, pants. Shout out to Bill Hader from SNL. Pants. So pants. Let's look at that. And if you're not laughing, then just log off. Don't watch. That's funny. And so pants for Old Navy is the inventory. They manufactured the pants. They paid to have it shipped to a particular store. And then there's customers that come in and purchase the pants. And if they have 1,000 pants there in inventory every day and they sell 100 of them every day, then they replenish that inventory. You buy, you sell, you have supply, and you have demand. What makes the hotel industry different is the fact that our inventory, it's called perishable inventory. It dies every day. So in the example of the Old Navy pants, you have 1,000 pants to sell every day, and you only know that you are selling 100 of them. Well, the 900 pants that you don't sell are gone. They're gone. That's what a hotel is. It's a perishable inventory because you have 100 rooms to sell every day, and then the day turns over and it's the next day. You have now 100 more rooms to sell, more than zero. Technically, they're the same inventory, but it dies. It's dead. So that's one reason why the hotel industry is different. Second reason, and these are the reasons that people love working in the industry, is the fact that the average length of stay for the person using that inventory is, well, I'll let you think about it for a minute. But there's a number of hours that the average length of stay that somebody comes and visits a hotel that pays in order to visit a hotel. What do you think that average length of stay is for Starbucks? Ask yourself, how long do you stay at a Starbucks? How often do you walk into a Chipotle? Sometimes you don't walk in at all. You get it to go or you get it delivered, right? How about a bank? That average length of stay has gone down greatly, but to the point where you may not even go to the bank anymore. How about Old Navy? How often do you, not how often, but when you do walk into an Old Navy store to purchase something, how long do you stay? Most of them, and how about your office building where you go into the office? All these lengths of stays have gone down a massive amount, or they've gone back up. Someday the office buildings will come back from their length of stay. But really, you go in there what 8 hours? If you go into the office every day, maybe 10, and then you come back out. But you are going in there to do some work. You're not really purchasing any inventory. It's not retail. A general store when you're on vacation that's in a downtown environment, and you want to go in there, you might stay there longer than you do when you go to Target. But none of them are more than like an hour and a half, 3 hours at the most. Even a concert, the longest you're going to stay at a concert that you're paying to enjoy that concert, what, 4 hours? Okay. The average length of stay for a hotel is 42.5 hours. That's how long somebody comes in, and that's how long that they actually stay there. So you have 42 hours to be responsible enough to take care of that person. And I challenge the cliche that we're supposed to treat them well or keep them satisfied or make them happy. That's not why they stay. That's not why they chose to stay at your particular hotel. I'm not going to go into the reasons why they stay, but we're talking about the basics here: food, shelter, water kind of stuff. And then you get into the comfort and the kind of bed that they have. Do they feel safe? Do you have lights that work? Okay, we're talking about the basic stuff. And you might go in there to buy Old Navy jeans and pay $40 for a pair of jeans and stay there for an hour looking for them. But you're going to go into the Gap or maybe Target and spend the same amount of time and look for jeans. Maybe you pay a little bit less. But at the same time, you're looking for jeans. That's my point. And so the length of time that you spend on something and whether or not you're doing it on budget, those two things I don't think are ever going to change. If you're a project manager, the question is, what's your track record? And the track record, unless you want to go into a long spiel about your successful track record in managing projects, how often are you on budget? And how often do you complete it on time? Once you get past the basics, The same way that the reason why somebody stays at a hotel, it's the basic reason why they want to stay. They want to be safe, right? You want to get what you paid for. Sometimes they pay $1,000 for one hotel room for one night. And they have an expectation of what that is. And so the challenge that we have in our industry is to stay focused on doing things on budget, on time. So my sorry, I had a comment that came in from somebody. Thank you so much for it's an anonymous comment that just agreed with me. So thank you for agreeing. We in our industry, we talk about the profit and loss statement as a way to determine whether or not you're on budget, right? The P&L. And when the general manager owns the entire P&L, that is what they are held accountable to mostly. That's what shows your top line revenue. Did you sell enough rooms at a certain rate? And did you bring in enough revenue? And did you manage your expenses well enough so that the profitability at the bottom line is what was expected? That is on budget. As far as on time, this is what I think distinguishes company to company. So our industry, because there hasn't been a lot of innovation, what has been the result? It's something called commoditization. It's something called, I think the word is homogenized. Like I might have that word wrong, but it's things are generally the same. It stays homogeneous. I might be getting that word wrong, but you know what I'm saying. So things have become the same, and so even worse, in my opinion, the people that are coming in to use the inventory and the employees that come in and work to service the inventory or to service the guests, they don't even know the name of these companies. And there are some amazing hotel management companies out there that you, the listener, or whoever, 99% of the people on the planet don't know their name. It's not Marriott. It's not Hilton. These people do not work mostly at the general hotel. There's a 5% chance that you're going to actually interact with a Marriott employee when you're staying at a Courtyard by Marriott or the average hotel in the United States. 5% chance. And Marriott and Hilton in particular are the originators of the service profit chain. Take great care of your team members. Really focus on your team members so that they take great care of the guests and keep them safe and keep them generally satisfied in a place where they feel like they belong and they're among people who care about them. What happens after that? If you do that well, the guests come back and they return. It costs less money to get someone to return. The same way that you get someone to come back into an Old Navy to buy the next line of pants that you're selling. All of that happens, and the profitability, the profit at the end of the day, it's a business. It all comes into line. That's the service profit chain. And J.W. Marriott and Bill Marriott and Conrad Hilton and the Hilton family started 100 years ago with all that. But 25 years ago, franchising blew up, third-party management blew up, and it has been commoditized because the guests don't really know the difference. That's okay. But if we want innovation, real innovation, it's going to be there. Now, 100% control of that innovation, 100% impact and making a difference to the budget and to the timeliness of these things getting done in hospitality and hotels. They're going to be from the people that have been doing it every day. The ones that say, I don't think that we need to be spending $1,000 a month on X, Y, and Z. Have you thought about that? I think that we can actually do that because I've been talking to my team about it. I've been working, and I think that we can do it for $700. Hey, boss, what if I did do that for $700 and I was able to save $300 a month? And what if I found 3 or 4 different things and I was able to save $1,000 a month? Would I be able to take half of that, $1,000 a month, that's $12,000 a year? Would I be able to take $6,000 a year and spend it on my team members and have the most amazing holiday party or birthday party or anniversary party that they've ever seen? Can I do that? That's innovation. The hotel management companies that none of the guests and most of the employees don't even know their name, those decisions are going to be made with that chain. When the general manager and their team that have been going through it every single day, practicing, trying to make things better and faster and on budget more often, when they say to their boss, the regional director of operations or vice president, that has a direct line to the ownership of the management company, which has a direct line to the real estate owner or investor, that's when change happens. That's when innovation happens. On budget, and innovation happens when somebody says, I feel empowered enough to help make this run better. I'm doing it every day, and I've got some great ideas. We're going to end here. I think I stayed on topic. How'd we do? This is the Hotel Speed episode, using your network to answer the need for speed. That's named after my brother. Uh, I think it's his favorite movie, but we say it a lot. But Top Gun. I feel the need for speed. And bro, I love you. I know my brother is very busy. I know that he has a lot going on. He said he was going to try to make it here today. So shout out to you. This is episode number 22. One after number 21. If you want to learn about why that number is so important to us and Hospiamo, just go visit hospiamo.com. Please visit agilegamechangers.com. It's my brother's company. We're doing this together, and we've been doing that now 22 weeks. And so we're very proud about that. This was a mission to be consistent. And if we were going to be consistent, the benefit was going to be the fact that we would try to just get a little bit better every day. Does that start to make sense about what we're talking about here? I love you all very much, and thank you so much for listening and watching and sharing all this. You know how to get a hold of me, adam@hospiamo.com. Most of you have my cell phone. You text me all the time, and please text me more. If you've been on this show before, you are more than welcome to come on anytime. We can record, and then we can stream it live using StreamYard. This is a lot of fun being able to do this with our people and with our the people that have been practicing and trying to make things go faster and more on budget more often. And so, thank you so much. And I do challenge you. And I think a minute 41 is pretty good. I'm going to keep on trying it myself. And if you do try it, let me know. And maybe we'll try it live sometime on the show. Thank you so much. Again, love you all. Take care, and thank you so much. I did it under 30 minutes. What? I think that's never happened before. I'm on time. Hi-oh.